This video is for every single one of you that is panicking, holding their altcoin or seeing their altcoin portfolio and even considering selling their altcoins. Guys, in this video we are going to have a look at where we are in the bull market, what's happening with altcoins because they are being smashed to the ground. And I just want to give a different light here and actually some positive news for everyone that is interested in buying altcoins, is already holding some altcoins, or is thinking of selling their own altcoins. And we are going to have a look at this chart. We're going to have a look at this specific chart. I'm going to share this with you as well. This one and yeah, some extra things at the end as well, which is going to be very interesting. So guys, let's jump straight into it. And first of all, the most important message from this video is that in 2021, there was massive pain among altcoin holders when Bitcoin broke its all-time high. And I remember this moment, and I was 100% positioned in Bitcoin at that time. And Bitcoin broke its all-time high. That was right here at this specific moment. It broke its all-time high above 20k. It just pushed higher and higher and higher and higher. And all the altcoins were slaughtered. It was completely slaughtered. And a lot of altcoin holders were very disappointed. And they were all like, I should have held Bitcoin, which was definitely true. But what I think right now, guys, is we are seeing the exact same thing. Bitcoin broke above the all-time high. We had a nice rally, and right now altcoins getting completely slaughtered and people are capitulating massively. And although I'm not claiming that I know what is going to happen in the future, I do want to point out that the situation that we are seeing right now is the exact same situation that we have seen in 2021. We are right now in the exact same situation based on time, because this blue lines that you are seeing is all February in the, let's say, the last year of the last bull year of the 4-year cycle. That was 2021, that was 2017, and that is 2025. We broke above previous all-time highs. We did that in 2017, we did that in 2021, and we did that right now in 2024 and 25. The sentiment completely slaughtered. This is the perfect picture for that. Like this happened in 2021 too. If you right now go to Twitter and you scroll through the comments, you will see a lot of people saying like altcoins will go down lower, it will never be an altcoin season anymore, and all that stuff. And although I'm not saying that they cannot be right, they can be right. But I'm just saying the chances of them being right is, in my reality, very, very slim. I've been already through some cycles, and this is just the typical emotional state of the markets that we are going through. And right now we are seeing the same thing. So let me explain what we are seeing on this chart. The chart above is basically the Bitcoin chart, and the chart below is basically the market dominance of all the altcoins minus the top 10 altcoins. So what we can see right here, guys, if we let me make this a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit smaller. So what we can see right here is that in February 2017, so I maybe can make it a little bit like this, zoom a little bit in. So these blue lines are a little bit correlating with each other. So this first blue line on this chart is the same period as the blue line on the Bitcoin price. So that blue line, as you can see right here, we had a small spike, but we were at the lows of the lows from altcoins. We had a massive correction. How big was that correction from the peak? We had a correction of 70%. 70%. But in February, that was the moment altcoins really started to take off. February, end of February, March, that was the period we really started to take off. And were we at some type of support at this period? Well, I think you definitely can argue we had some weird price action going on right here, but we were looks like we were at some support level created in 2014 that we bounced off from. So very nice. Now we had a massive altcoin season in 2017. This was a very massive altcoin season. Crazy pump, 500% market dominance increase of all the altcoins without the top 10. Then, of course, Bitcoin eventually topped, right? And Bitcoin, and then we still had a small rally in the altcoins, and then later Bitcoin went into a bear market, and in that bear market, and I was holding a lot of altcoins during that bear market. I learned my lesson the hard way, guys. We actually see that the altcoin dominance from the top made a decrease of 62%. So we lost 62% of the dominance. Bitcoin was in the bear market, and it took a very long time until we really took off in the next altcoin season. We had some altcoin season before, a little bit, or we had some market dominance increase right here in 2019. That was actually pretty interesting. Something we have also seen here in 2023. So far the patterns is actually pretty similar. That's what I'm trying to point out in this video. But the next altcoin season happened in February 2021, and this was when Bitcoin broke above its previous all-time high, as you can see right here. And then we already had rally in Bitcoin. The liquidity was being sucked up in Bitcoin, and many altcoin holders, guys, I know this. I really feel the altcoin people right here, because I was positioned in Bitcoin and I was like, wow, I'm so lucky. I was actually feeling so lucky that I was positioned in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was just taking off and all these altcoins were just like bleeding against Bitcoin. That's what you can see right here. Look at this. They all bleed against Bitcoin during the period that Bitcoin broke above new all-time highs. Then we had some form of consolidation, and we had one last push in Bitcoin. But already when Bitcoin was making that last push, which maybe happens at the end of February or March, right? I believe that that's definitely possible. When Bitcoin broke that consolidation, let's just zoom in a little bit. When Bitcoin broke this consolidation and we went higher, we got a couple of green candles. That is the moment, because this blue line is the same as that blue line. That's the moment that altcoins started to gain traction, and you can see that this happens very quickly. It happens very quickly. So we come from the support, bounce from the support, we directly, instantly go to the top with a 200% increase in market dominance, and this is excluding the top 10 tokens. So this is also mainly the small cap altcoins. But then, of course, again, guys, Bitcoin went into a bear market, and we had one last rally in altcoins. That was when basically when Bitcoin had its final rally right here. We also had the last rally in altcoins. That was very beautiful. But when Bitcoin went into a bear market, of course, a lot of people were de-risking slowly. That's how the market works. And then eventually the altcoins bleed a lot against Bitcoin, right? And what we are seeing right now, and this is the interesting part, we are at a major support level for altcoin dominance. We are at a major support level, and if we already just look at the technical picture right here, then generally speaking, the chances that this technical picture is staying intact is already higher than breaking down. Because why would it break down right now? It can go up and maybe break down in the future. Maybe it just goes up and maybe it breaks down later. We don't know when it's going to break down. Can it break down right now? Yes, it definitely can break down. I'm just talking about the probable scenario right here. Probabilities. That's what it is all about with trading. And when I see everything is lining up similar as we have seen at the previous altcoin season, but also similar as we have seen with the altcoin season before that, then I really believe right now that we are going to see the next major altcoin season. And if we are going to have a look from the top till the bottom, so let's say we take the altcoin season top right here, Then we go to the bottom, that was, let's say, 1300 days, roughly 1300 days. Then we go to this top, we can also make that top, and then we go to this bottom, and that is 1100 days. So not every cycle is going to be exactly the same, but roughly speaking, the time period is in similar territory. So guys, that's just very, very interesting. And also the sentiment, and this is maybe also a very important reason. The sentiment is just so low. It's so low, guys. We can have a look at, for example, this tweet from Eurosniper. Alts are now at the exact origin of the 2021 bull cycle. Sentiment in every way was exact the same. Look at this. We are at the same valuation since 2021. And the moment in 2021, this was the end of January. You can see it right here on this image. This is a really good representation of how people were feeling about altcoins. This is exactly how the game is being played, because they want you to capitulate. They want to push altcoins down completely. But I believe we are at the cusp. We are at the edge of probably one of the biggest altcoin season that we have ever seen. And maybe it's not going to be the biggest one because 2017 was a very big altcoin season, but it will anyhow still be a huge one if you ask me. And this, if we look at now some look at some comments right here, like look at this: sentiment is dead, alts are dead, not sure we will ever break even. So this is, for example, I'm just picking one comment right here. Yeah, here it is. I don't see a repeat of 2021, regardless of all the similarities. Market is different now. And I understand where that comment comes from, because this is how most people are feeling in the markets. You probably feel something similar. But when we have a look at the situation objectively, and we look at the situation without our emotional state, then this is basically the best opportunity to get into altcoins from the past years, because we are at major support. The timing is perfect. You probably don't have to wait that long for that altcoin season to come. And again, guys, this is not a guarantee in any way, because this chart can definitely break down. It's possible that this chart is breaking down, but it is more likely that this chart will go up. And what we also can see, this is pretty interesting. This is just like we see the relative strength index coming up in this chart as well. Did we see that right here? Well, not really. We didn't have that bullish divergences. But right now we do have that. And again, guys, this is just a good sign. Now I bring you to the next chart, which is also, again, very interesting. And now I'm also having the periods where we saw the Bitcoin dominance drop, okay? So when the Bitcoin dominance drops, we actually see money flowing from Bitcoin into altcoins. And I believe right now it will happen again, because the total crypto market cap is over $3 trillion US. But if you look at the market cap of all the altcoins, excluding the top 10, it's 200 something billion, maybe 300 billion. So that's not even 10% of the whole market cap of crypto. Not even 10% is in all altcoins below the top 10. So what do you think these market makers want to do? Of course, they want to have liquidity. Like, if you want to double your investment with Bitcoin right now has to go to almost 200,000 US dollars. You know how much liquidity you need for that? You know how easy it is to, for example, say like you want to bring Litecoin, which right now is trading at roughly around $100. You want to bring that to $200. That's so much easier than to do with Bitcoin. So the market makers and the smart money, they of course know that as well. They know these things happen in the market. Actually, this is I'm pretty curious how this looks. This looks like a kind of resistance we have. Maybe we get another push at the Bitcoin dominance and we touch this resistance. This is just something that I noticed right now. But what I'm trying to say is that it's so much easier to get better returns when you look at different projects, even at altcoins like Ethereum or maybe Litecoin. I think Litecoin is a very good one. but small caps too. It's way easier to double your money for people with big capital than to remain in Bitcoin and get similar returns. So that's where every altcoin season actually start from. It's actually starting a little bit from confidence and greed, because most profits have been made with Bitcoin. Look at this. We have crazy rallies in Bitcoin, crazy returns, and then people think like, yeah, we want to have similar returns, so we go to altcoins. And when we have a look at, for example, 2017, we also, at the end of February, bam, altcoin season started. We are right now at the beginning of February at massive support. The sentiment is crushed. Do you think that all the people with that sentiment are going to be right? I would say that is very unlikely. But yeah, possible. Like I said, I'm not claiming, I'm always trying to say that every video, I'm not claiming to say that I know exactly what's going on, because I basically don't. But I know that you have to go against your emotional state now and then in order to become profitable. This is the whole part of trading. This time also, this was in January 2021, a little bit earlier than the previous bull market, but it was early in the year, February and like January, when Bitcoin broke, and same thing, Bitcoin broke above the all-time high, had a nice rally, small correction, started last push, bam, money goes to altcoins. Right now we have the same thing. So we have Bitcoin, massive returns, breaking above all-time high, already had a nice rally, right now consolidating. I believe, and I'm going to share with you with some charts, I believe that Bitcoin is going to continue to go up. I don't believe yet that this is the top of the bull cycle, but there is a big but. We are very far in the cycle. I do believe that. So if you have been buying Bitcoin like me at 16,000, and if you don't take any profits at these levels, well, it's good to take some profits, if you personally ask me. But not financial advice. This is just a rational way of, you get huge returns. Similar, like I said with XRP, we went from 70 cents to $3 something. I also said back then, I'm going to take some profits. Not that I don't believe that it cannot go higher, it might go higher, but just statistically, the chance of a correction is so much increasing and the risk to the downside is increasing. Why would I have all my capital at such a risk when I can just de-risk a bit? If it goes up, I'll still profit. If it goes down, I can buy in cheaper. Anyhow, it gives me a little bit of flexibility. So I've been hammering with you guys on this channel as well with XRP. Even though we believe in the future it will go higher, at some points you want to take some profits, and you got to practice to take profits, because if you cannot take profits when it's so bullish, then you will not be able to take profits when we are closer to the bull market top. And maybe a lot of you struggle right now to get into altcoins because now you feel the fear. But this is the whole game. When you feel that greed, like, wow, we go higher, that's the moment you want to take some chips off the table. And when you feel like, oh, I don't want to buy because this shit is going to zero, that's actually when you want to buy. So right now, in the Bitcoin dominance, look at this. We haven't seen an altcoin season for a very long time. And let's have a look at this timing. So from this start of this altcoin season till this altcoin season was 1,400 days. Then let's have a look where we are right now. From this altcoin season to 1,400 days later. Look at this. 1,500 days. We are already further from the previous altcoin season. You see the similarities. 1,500 days. This one was, let's say, this one was 1,414 days. So right now we are a little bit more stretching out, but this is a similar time period. It's not like 2,000 days and 1,400. No, it's both 1,400. We're getting, like, statistically, we're getting closer to an altcoin season. Now we go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's liquidation heat maps. It looks like the liquidity is definitely above Bitcoin, guys. The liquidity is above. I believe Bitcoin is going to go up. I'm not really sure whether that will happen like right now. It's Super Bowl. It's possible. We do have actually a new announcement coming. The golden age of digital assets, charting a path forward. This could be the announcement of the Bitcoin global reserve. right? This is possible. This is going to be on the 11th of February. There's going to be somewhat of a announcement right here. I believe Bitcoin is going to go up. Is it going to happen in February? Maybe. I don't know. I think based on timing, it would make sense by the end of February for Bitcoin and altcoins to go up. That would really make sense. And I got my reasons for that, because at the end of February, we have the next 60-day cycle low on Bitcoin. But can't you see, guys, that this is all pretty much correlating? Like, this is all, like, everything is lining a little bit up. We have alts capitulating, the sentiment is coming down. Bitcoin, a lot of people are insecure about what's happening with Bitcoin. A lot of people who are into altcoins have been selling their altcoins, completely capitulating, saying, like we have been seeing in the tweet that I just shared, like, I don't see a repeat of 2021 regardless of all the similarities. So he even says he sees all the similarities. So he sees all the similarities, knows the market sentiment, and he still says the market is different now. This is not a personal attack on this account. I don't know this person, but I hope you guys understand what I mean. It might be difficult for everyone to understand because you are trapped in that emotional state. Sorry, I was just a little bit distracted with looking at these comments, but it's just so interesting how this is actually, even though altcoins will go completely to zero and they will evaporate from the market, even though that would happen, this is the best time to buy altcoins in terms of risk to reward ratio, in terms of timing, in terms of sentiment. Right? You want to buy when there's blood in the streets. You want to buy when everyone is saying Bitcoin is dead. Now everyone's saying altcoins are dead, and maybe it's going to be very tactical which altcoins you are going to buy. That's going to be important. You have to choose your altcoins wisely. But I believe, guys, we have a very unique opportunity, and I just want to spread a little bit confidence with this video to you. Don't worry too much. I personally believe that things will turn around for the better, and I believe that happens sooner rather than later. Maybe end of February, maybe March, April, May, June. We have to see how this is going to play out. But based on previous cycles, we are at a very unique point. Then, guys, we are going to see which altcoins are interesting to buy, right? So for me personally, I'm very bullish, and I made a video about that. My previous video published is about why my price prediction of Litecoin. I made some, actually I really had some good calls 2024 and so far in 2025 too. The calls that I've made where I actually went in quite heavily is, for example, this one, SUI. And you can see that already with the channel that I drawn right here on this chart. We entered SUI, guys. We entered SUI at these levels. And what I've said, I've made a video about this. I've shared this with my private Telegram channel as well, which is from Will Portal. You can join basically the private Telegram channel by joining one of these exchanges down below in the video description. Then we have Will Alerts, a service where I'm posting sometimes my trades. But what I've said here is that SUI is right now at support. I'm going to buy. And then this SUI, because we already saw this channel very early on, we bought SUI. SUI made a crazy increase of 400%. And I already took profits early. I took profits right here. And I took profits right here. And those profits, I've also shared that in the group. Those profits I rotated to XRP. I rotated those profits to XRP when XRP was roughly at 70 cents something right here. Maybe close before this breakout. And look at what happened with XRP. XRP completely exploded. I went almost with the whole portfolio inside here. And I took profits here, here, here. We took profits maybe a little bit, maybe more at $3. We took also a little bit earlier profits, like at this first stop we took some profits, and at this rally we took some profits too. Right now XRP is trading below the levels that we took profits, so we can actually right now like risk-free re-enter and have more XRP than before. I'm not directly doing that because the profits that I made from XRP, guys, I personally put them most of them into Litecoin. Why is that? Because I believe Litecoin is going to do a similar move as XRP. I believe this is going to break out to the upside. So I believe I can get better returns on Litecoin right now than I can get with XRP. So this is basically how I've been doing in 2024 and 2025, and especially the last months. It has been going pretty good. We picked a lot of winners, and that doesn't mean that because we picked some winners like Sui and XRP that the next ones that we are going to pick are going to be winners. But I have very clear reasons that I picked these tokens. That's why I made a complete video about this. Litecoin, for me personally, is a token that I feel like this one is going to take off next. And I believe a lot of tokens from 2017, Litecoin is one of them, going to take off. And when we have a look at Will Portal, guys, we can also see this is the charting system that I've developed myself. Here we can also see we're getting already some buy signals on Bitcoin. Momentum is completely crushed right here. Maybe we're getting bullish divergences on this momentum indicator. This risk to reward ratio, this picture, this data profile on Bitcoin doesn't look bad. It doesn't look that bad. And that combined with the liquidity laying above us, for me, statistically, guys, the price has a higher chance to go up. Will it 10 out of 10 times happen? No. Can there be exceptions? Of course. It's a game of probabilities. It's not a game of certainties. We are not trading because we have a certainty. But this image just looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. And let's have a look at the sentiment. Sentiment is red. Guys, I mean, better than this it will not get. We can also put the sentiment below right here. The sentiment is low. So this is basically how I like to trade. I like to trade when the odds are in my favor, even though I know that I can be wrong sometimes. Okay, guys, then I'm going to promote my service right now. So this is Will Portal. This is a charting system that I've developed myself. This is a paid service, and this is not for everyone. This is really for the ones that are trading on a weekly or daily basis, I would say. Maybe weekly is even better, because it's not even a charting system that will force you every day in some trades. No, it's maybe a weekly type of thing where you just want to know without any confusion what's happening in the markets. This data profile, I made a separate tutorial on this. You can find that on my YouTube channel, how to read this data. But the data profile right here with actually this one, well, this chart, even though it looks very colorful right now, like maybe you don't understand anything what you are seeing right here, this chart basically tells you everything you need to know in order to trade. It will tell you everything. It will tell you the trinity of data, because it's using live exchange data, it is using live sentiment data, and it's using live data from the candlesticks. And these three combined into one single chart basically gives the best picture of the markets that you can have. But like I said, this is definitely for professional traders, and you need to understand this. You need to invest time to understand this, because it's not easy to understand. It is pretty advanced stuff, to be honest. But we also have next to the community, the free community that we have down below in the Discord, we also have a service called Will Alerts. Will Alerts is basically a Telegram channel where I'm sharing setups that I'm seeing, charts that I'm seeing. Sometimes when I'm taking profits or when I'm opening a trade, I'll share that on the Telegram channel, and you can basically join this Telegram channel for free. The only requirement is that you need to sign up with one of the exchanges that we are promoting, that we are partnered with. And the three exchanges right now are Bybit, Phoenix, and Bitunix. You can find the links to that down below in the description. Of course, you can also use these two exchanges, but I would personally say the best exchanges out there are Bybit, Phoenix, and Bitunix. And depending whether you want to do a KYC verification, whether you even can do that, depending from which country you are, what kind of passport you have, I would say if you can do it, definitely have one KYC exchange, and that would be Bybit or Phoenix. I use both of them. But if you don't have the option, or you want to have another exchange where you can trade on without any KYC, then definitely use Bitunix. They have very high liquidity, and you don't need a VPN. Even from the United States, you don't need a VPN to access that website. So I got affiliate links to all of these exchanges down below in the comment section or in the description. So yeah, guys, that was basically the information from today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so. Hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Then I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.